We are live.
Nice.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Just Us.
And sometimes other people.
Today, this is our second attempt at recording this episode.
Episode 2, take 2.
Yeah. Yesterday, we had a little bit of technical difficulty, but that's okay. Not a big deal. We'll get through it. Exciting news coming up. You want to share that?
Yes. My sister's going to be here tomorrow. And her boyfriend Zane. We're very excited. We talked about it on last week's episode a little bit, but yep, they're finally going to be here, and we've sweet talked them into doing an episode with us too. So
yeah,
hopefully episode 3 we'll have some very special guests.
Yep, that'll be a lot of fun. We get to, I think we should do like kind of like an interview type thing for them, see how things have been going for them.
That's cool.
Zane got a new job, all that good stuff. So
yeah,
we should check all that out.
Yeah, so if you've been curious about Maeve and Zane and any questions, any burning questions for them, drop them down below. Maybe if we get enough people saying sponsor them, Maeve and Zane will sponsor us.
That would be cool. Yeah. Somebody sponsor us.
I had to put it in there somewhere because I knew you were going to say it too.
One Well Brewing, Kalamazoo, Michigan, please sponsor us.
Oh my God.
Bailey stole your cup.
Our video is going to get taken down now because of that. Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks. Nobody watch this. Thanks.
Yeah, so exciting to have Maeve and Zane down. Mm-hmm. They are currently in Atlanta, Georgia, visiting Zane's family. They just got there today, right? This morning?
I don't know.
I think I saw the post.
Because she is in Atlanta, but they're just driving through Atlanta. She said they've been there for a while already, but it didn't tell me what time they got there. Gotcha. But I've got a fun itinerary cooked up of things for them to do throughout the week because we'll be working. So while we're at work, they can have some fun things to do.
What kinds of things?
What kind?
What did you tell them to do?
Well, I haven't told them yet. It's just like a list of things.
Oh,
but gotcha. There's plantations and things that we've already done. Mm-hmm. That would be the good time for them to do, so that way we don't have to go again and see the same thing again. But also,
that's a good idea.
A bunch. I figured since we won't have enough time to go eat out with them at all of our favorite places that we've gathered so far, I can give them lists of like different breakfast places to go to, different lunches, different dinners, stuff like that. Yeah, sure. So that way they can still get the full experience of culinary treasures in Charleston.
Hey, that was good.
That was pretty good. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. I'm excited to have them down. And then come Thanksgiving, I think we said this last week too, but Jeremiah and Megan will be down with Sophia. So that'll be exciting as well. They'll spend Thanksgiving with us.
I just got to say this real quick. I feel extremely blessed for the amount of people that have come to see us this year, especially, but also, my other sister and her boyfriend visited us last year. Yeah. Your dad visited us for a whole week, which was awesome.
That was actually a lot of fun.
It was awesome.
Really enjoyed having him down.
Then we just had Ethan and Kaylee here a couple weeks ago. Then we're gonna have Maeve and Zane. Then we're gonna have I feel extremely blessed, and I'm super thankful for everybody that has been able to take the time and come see us, because
it'd be nice. I'm hoping Jim and Sarah and the kids will make it down. If not this year, then next year.
Well, we also talked about maybe doing a joint vacation where we all meet kind of like halfway.
And that would be fun too.
That would be cool. I think Sarah and I were talking about Tennessee, but I don't think it has to be Tennessee. It could be anywhere really to see my family. I'd go anywhere as long as it was feasible for everyone,
Right. Yeah. No, that'd be fun. And then Christmas, we got my mom and Jeff coming down.
Oh my God, I forgot about that too. Man, I feel like half of our immediate family has seen us.
Yeah.
Like by coming here, by the end of 2020, it'll be like half
really
of our family.
We miss them a lot. We really do. So it'd be nice having everybody down to at least visit for however long they're down here for. So yeah, that'd be good.
Mm-hmm. So on another topic, we got a few new things this weekend.
We did. You want to share that?
Yeah. We so for those of you who know us, we have a game room that's dedicated currently just to video games. It's not like a place where we play board games with a card table in the middle of the room.
We actually just play Clue. Just Clue.
Just Clue.
Just only Clue.
Just Clue.
It's a game room dedicated to the board game Clue.
No, it's really not though. I'm
always Colonel Mustard with the lead pipe in the billiard room.
Okay, I have a serious question. All of the board games that you own, because 99% of those are yours. Yeah. Have we, just the two of us, ever played one of those board games?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. We've done some like nights where we have people over and we do like games like Cards Against Humanity and like Joking Hazard and What Do You Meme?
Yeah, but I don't think anybody wants to come over and play Sorry.
Well, I just meant just the two of us have just... It's hard to play... I feel like it's hard to play board games with just two people.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that play board games together.
Yeah.
Maybe they have like... Maybe their version of a date night is board games. Just the two of them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Could be.
I don't know.
Speaking of date nights.
Yeah.
Segue
to
and
topic.
Then I'll talk about the other new thing that we got.
Yeah.
Speaking of date nights, Jesse got us this book. It's called The Adventure Challenge.
Sponsor us.
Couples edition. This is not sponsored. This is not sponsored. We just want to talk about it. He got this for us for our anniversary, our 4-year anniversary this year. And basically it's an adventure book.
Yeah. You just pick a square and it tells you kind of what it's going to entail, how much it's going to cost, how much time it's going to take to accomplish whatever it is that you're doing. But you pick any one of these squares here and you just scratch it off. It's like a little scratch off ticket and you follow the instructions.
And then the book also came with a Polaroid camera.
Which is super dope.
And you take, the idea is to go on the adventure, do the date, and then take a photo to capture it and put the photo in the book.
Yeah.
So, so far there's only room for one picture per date.
Yeah.
So it's got to be like the right picture.
It's got to be the picture.
But for our first date, which we haven't done yet, we scratched it off already.
We need to do it.
And it was, if you've seen the movie Ghost, then you'll probably recognize what it is. But the date night itself is called Go Ahead, Ghost Me. And they want you to go to the store and get clay, purchase some molding clay of any kind of your preference, really. We just happened to pick what was most affordable for us. Yeah. And you are supposed to watch the movie Ghost, either watch the whole movie or just this scene, but it's the pottery scene where they're making pottery. Mm-hmm. And for example, if I was the one being the sculptor, I would be blindfolded and Jesse would be behind me, helping me mold the clay into something.
Ghosting.
Ghosting.
Yeah.
We could make the Snapchat ghost.
Don't do that.
Sorry. Well, anyways.
It's copyright infringement.
Oh my God. And then it also says to do it vice versa too. So you both get to experience the same thing. Anyways, it just mostly for me, I was excited when I read it because it seems like all laughs, and I love laughing. Especially with you, because it just makes everything so much more fun.
Yeah.
Sorry, that just got super cheesy, but I meant it.
No, that'll be a lot of fun. I think once we actually start doing it and getting in kind of a little bit more of a routine with it, I think maybe not every week, but every other week or something like that, we do one of those squares, and it'll be fun. That clay that we bought is self-hardening, so whatever creation we come up with for each other, then we can just let that sit and it'll harden itself and we get to keep it. It's kind of like art class back in, I don't know, 5th grade, something like that.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Anyway, going back to new stuff, yesterday we made a few purchases. One of them is behind me, this trifold 3-foot room divider thing, which we decided just to hang lights on and use for the podcast. It's pretty cool.
Just something to add to the backdrop.
Yep. But the other new thing that we got.
I started talking about it, then we got off on the game.
We board games. About that.
Okay.
So in our game room, like we were talking about, I have a reclining chair that we purchased with all of our furniture when we moved down here. And Bailey was sitting in just a standard, just a normal chair.
Kind of like a regular chair. It did have cushion on the back and the bottom, but
yeah,
it was just a chair.
Yeah. So yesterday we purchased another recliner for her.
$75, man.
$75 off of Facebook Marketplace. And we've got that up there. So now our game room is pretty much complete. I think we want to hang up a few more things that we want to purchase, but for the most part, it's there.
Yeah. And just a little, whatever. We purchased it from a clean home.
That we did.
It was a very clean home, and that's why we felt comfortable making the purchase. So, and it's I don't know if you just said this or not, but it's like the perfect size for me.
I didn't say
so that. Yeah, I'm excited about it. It's just nice to be able to be comfortable.
Do you think that we could have saved even more money by purchasing like a child's recliner?
Brand new? Probably not. But why would we get a child's recliner?
I feel like you
for
could
your dog
fit in one.
Your dog could fit in one.
You don't think you'd fit in a child's recliner?
No.
Anybody that thinks
my hips don't lie, bro.
Anybody that thinks Bailey would fit in a child's recliner, let us know, because I definitely think so. I want to take a poll on that.
If it fits, it ships.
That's what I always say. Or when in doubt, ship it out. Yeah. Why?
I've never heard you say that.
I used to say it all the time at FEMA.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Quality first. Whatever. Anyway, yeah. So new things. Those are all fun. We were kind of sharing the recliner that was originally there, and it sucked.
And he got sick of it. So
I got sick of it real quick. But anyway,
sick of sharing.
Yeah, I don't like sharing. Speaking of new things, though, also, sorry, Eli and Josh, if I spoil this for you, but Eli and Josh Button have a new radio show that they were playing around with earlier this week on Monday. And last I understood, they were titling it Button Boys, which is pretty cool. So stay tuned for episodes of that. Check that out. Button Boys, sponsor us, because we will sponsor you. Better believe it. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. There's a lot of new shows coming out.
You mean like of our friends and podcasting and stuff like that? Well, I mean, Eli and Kirsten do the Taking the Credit, which is where we got this idea from, which we talked about in our last episode. But, and then, he's got his own business that he's running now too, which
Story to Record
seems like it's like taking off. I could be wrong, but it seems like he's already quickly starting getting a nice build.
Yeah.
Going.
So he was talking in his lab in their last podcast about how he kind of seemed like he was moving a lot faster with the project because he had everything laid out for him. You know, he knew that he had to get like shirts and like ID badges and things like that. And now that that stuff is passed, he's to a point now where he needs to actually start getting clientele. And he's set up in Michigan and in Colorado. So most of our family, most of his family is in Michigan, which is cool. So he's got some clientele there, or at least some links, or whatever it is, the word that I'm looking for. But we're waiting for Eli to start setting up camp in South Carolina with Story to Record, because Bailey and I would really like to help him out with that. Yeah, so that would be pretty cool. And then Eli and I have been talking about a new project that we would like to start, so stay tuned for more information on that. Don't want to give anything away. That is Eli's thing, and we will let him announce that. But stay tuned for that. That'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, stay tuned for that.
Yeah. Did I do that a lot or something?
No, I was just making fun of you because you couldn't talk about it, but you were talking about it anyways.
Yeah, I couldn't talk about it. I don't want to steal the thunder from Eli. I don't know, whatever.
Just call him Stolen Thunder, right, Jeremiah? He knows.
Don't talk about my feet.
It wasn't about your feet. It was about the cat.
What about Eli's feet?
I'm sure he doesn't want us to talk about his feet right now.
You know, O'Keefe's. Shout out to O'Keefe's.
Oh my God. You're the worst.
It's like magic.
So let me ask you something. Do you regret saying that now? Because you probably hurt his feeling?
Not at all.
Feelings?
Feeling?
Feeling?
He only has one. You only have one feeling.
I got a regret right there is not speaking correctly. No regrets.
Yeah, no regrets.
Is that what it is? Regrets?
That's my credo. Look out. No, actually, speaking of regrets, though, I was talking to Carlos at work the other day, and he was talking about how he had an opportunity to vacation in California. And
that'd be cool.
At the time, he was living in New York, but he said that he was trying to vacation in California, and he ended up taking a trip back home to Puerto Rico, where he's from. And while he was there, he met his, now ex-wife. But he was telling me that he regrets not ever going on that trip to California, because he had a lot of plans that he wanted to do out there, a lot of sightseeing and stuff like that. But he was saying that he regrets it. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, well, I like to think that I live my life without regrets. I feel like if I live in the past, then I am not focused on my future or in the present, where everything is happening with me right now. But I had an opportunity when I was younger to move to France, and I thought about doing it, and I ended up not following through. But I was thinking to myself when I was talking to Carlos, where would I be if I had done that? You know, if I had moved to France, or even if I would I have even stayed there? And I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily regret not taking that opportunity.
That would be like the closest thing to a regret.
I think the closest thing actually to a regret for me would be when I was in college, and I was taking Japanese, and there was an opportunity that I had where I could have taken, I guess I would have kind of thought of it as like a work trip almost. But it would have been an opportunity where I could go to Japan and teach English to Japanese students. And I would have been paid for it, things like that. I would have been able to freshen up on my Japanese and gotten to immerse myself in the Japanese culture and things like that. And I actually do regret not taking that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a lot of fun.
So. Yeah, it would have been really cool. Would have been cooler if I could have gone with you, because I would have been super jealous seeing all the pictures and hearing all the stories and stuff. But yeah, I would have been really excited for you.
Well,
too.
We'll just have to take a trip to Japan someday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll embarrass myself by not speaking very good Japanese. So, what about you?
It's okay. My high school Spanish wouldn't get me very far today either.
Well, you never know.
Me? Regrets in life? I think I actually have two. One would be quitting the photography studio I used to work for when I was in. So I actually worked there twice. I worked there a little bit in high school. It was like a after school work vo-tech thing. So I was only supposed to work like an hour a day because I was still a high school student.
Oh yeah, like a co-op thing?
Yeah, a co-op thing, yes. Yeah. But they let me work more than that. But anyways, and then went off to college, then moved back. And shortly after I moved back, they called me and they're like, hey, are you in the area? Because we need help. And I was like, yes, 100%, I'm in. And then I ended up, I worked there for, I think, like 3.5, almost 4 years, I think. And then I decided I wanted to get out of my hometown. I was ready to see what else was out there. So I went 1.5 hours south to Grand Rapids and spent a couple years there. And then you and I got together and moved to Kalamazoo, and then we got married, which brings me to the second almost or somewhat regret. You're going to laugh. The second one would be not allowing you to propose.
Oh boy.
I can't believe I didn't think of this one like sooner.
So just to lay it out there, so everybody knows, I did not propose to Bailey, and she holds this over my head all the time. What happened was her and I just simply made a decision together that we wanted to get married. We knew that we wanted to get married, so we made the decision to just decide to get married. Well,
and you ruined it. Like, you ruined every surprise. Oh, you were so the worst. I already knew that you had bought the ring. Like, it doesn't matter how far into the relationship we were, but I already knew well enough in advance. I even got to try it on sometimes. Like, you spoiled it right from the get-go.
I don't ever remember you trying that on.
There was a weekend. I think it was the weekend when your mom and Jeff were out of town, and we stayed at the house, and I brought Zoe over. I think it was that weekend, and you're like, we were joking about getting married, and you're like, well, I already bought the ring. And I was like, no, you didn't. You're like, yeah, I did. It's already in my room. And so what did I do? Freaking went and looked for it, and I found it.
No, that's not my fault.
Because it is your fault, because you told me. You told me. You could have just said, oh, I bought a ring, and then I could have been like, really? And you'd be like, guess you'll never know.
Well, who
knows? You could have left it there as a surprise still.
Maybe one day.
You're making my eye twitch. No, seriously.
Maybe one day I will propose to you.
Oh, my God. Okay.
When we're like
for those of you
60 and I'm already dead.
You're going to leave me like a little note, a death note. Yes. Will you marry me?
Or maybe we'll just taxidermy my body into like a proposing position.
We've gone far enough. I'm over it.
All right.
Anyways, but seriously though, if you're married, think of it this way. Think of living your entire life or going through your entire relationship and then dying without, like, you're married, right? And you're on your deathbed and you're like, wow, I've never been proposed to in my entire life. And then you just kick the bucket. That sucks.
Does it though? I mean, okay, so let's get a little deeper here then, right? So society today, everybody is brought up to think that the steps in life that they're supposed to take are do good in high school, graduate, attempt to get some scholarships or grants, things like that, go to college, a university preferably, and get a degree, a bachelor's degree, and find a job. And then you're supposed to get married, have kids, and apparently you live all happily ever after. I don't think that's the case. Personally, I think that everybody should do whatever it is that they want to do, follow their own dreams and their heart. And
there's definitely a lot of people that probably still are brought up with that mentality that there's a certain route that you're supposed to go about this, like just like you said. I'm sure that there are a lot of people that are still brought up that way, but I think too that times are changing more and more people are raising their children to live life the way they want to live life. They're there for guidance, they're there for support, help, whatever.
Yeah.
But, they have the mentality, if you need help, you are going to come to me. I'm not going to I'm going to be in between both roads because I am just like my dad and I'm just like my mom.
Yeah.
And the two together just make me, seriously, because
That's usually how that happens.
Oh my God. I meant their personalities.
Yeah, me too.
This show is going to be amazing. I meant their personalities. Because my mom is like the nicest freaking person in the world.
Is.
The nicest person in the world. She's so sweet. And she's super crafty and artsy. And she gets excited about her own ideas. And you just see her eyes light up. And it's just so, I love seeing that. You don't. And then you have my dad. What's up, Dad? What's up? How's it going? Because I know he's going to watch this.
Yeah, right.
He will for like 5 minutes, and then he'll be like, all right, I've had enough. I'm over it. That's
a half hour.
My dad's super, yeah, you're right. So he won't see any of this. So I can talk freely about my dad.
Ooh, look out.
So I picked up his stubbornness.
You did.
And he has some obsessive compulsive tendencies. Like, I want it done my way or not done at all. But then I get mad at you for not doing it.
Like, you're not doing that right. And then you get this, look on your face, and then you start pushing me. The tension is
building up.
Then you start pushing me out of the way. Let me just do this. Even though I told you to do it and how exactly to do it. And I followed those exact steps. And somehow I still managed to do something wrong.
I'm sorry. It's my dad's fault.
But stubbornness. Let's talk about how stubborn I can be.
And that's where sometimes we butt heads, is because you are also very stubborn.
I think I'm more stubborn than you are.
Yep, I would agree to that. I would say I'm less stubborn, more, like I said, the obsessive compulsive type tendencies, whereas you're just stubborn. Once you have a way that you want to handle something. Yeah. And if I am trying to say, no, do it this way, that's when you throw your hands and you're like, fine, I'm out of it. Have fun. Peace.
Sometimes that's a good thing for me though, because it might be something that I don't want to do.
And then
I almost, it's almost like when you step in and you're like, let me do it because you're really messing this up.
That's your out.
Sweet. See you later.
All right.
But,
all right.
But if
you learn something new about your partner every day.
That's fine. But all I'm saying is when you do that and I throw my hands up and I'm like, all right, it's your project now. Uh-huh. That's your project now. I'm done with it. Don't ask me any more questions about it. No, I don't know. I think I get my stubbornness from my dad for sure. However, I think Jeremiah is a lot more stubborn than I am. Jeremiah is the type of person where he's always right. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if he's wrong.
I've had conversations with Jeremiah where he could be wrong on purpose. In his mind, he could be like, I'm gonna make people believe what I'm telling them, and he could just sell it.
And he tries to do it. And then when people tell him that he's wrong, Jeremiah is the type of person that even if he is trying to do something, or if he knows it's wrong, and he's just going to try to sell it so that it's the right thing. And he will do that until he's freaking bleeding from his eyeballs. I don't know. It's crazy.
Okay, just making sure.
Oh.
I got a little paranoid there that the audio wasn't recorded. Okay, I seriously, the day that we have an episode where nothing goes wrong, I'll feel like we're finally set.
Yeah.
I know this is only episode 2, but I, like we already covered, have some obsessive compulsive tendencies, or I'm a little bit of a perfectionist sometimes when it comes to things that I feel like I should already know enough about, and then things are failing. And I just get frustrated. Yeah. It's like this should work.
We'll get there.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe we should cut this one short. We've gone for over a half hour at least.
Just about, yeah.
Cut it short. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything yet today.
You know what? I just realized the same thing. Like when we were like 10 minutes in, I was like, I need to drink more water faster because my stomach is going to start growling. Yeah.
What do you want to do for like a lunch?
We just make some sandwiches or something.
We don't have any bread.
We don't have any bread.
We got to go to the grocery store.
We got to go to the grocery store.
Anyway, one last thing that I did want to touch on before we wrap this up. I know that earlier on, or at least in episode 1, I mentioned that you won't find any kind of political agenda or anything like that on this podcast, which you still won't. I know I've got friends and family that disagree with my beliefs and I disagree with theirs, friends and family that we agree on, whatever. The point is that I'm trying to make is go out and vote. I know many people that think that their vote isn't gonna make a difference, but when you have a lot of people that think that way, that makes a difference. So anyway, exercise your right, go out and vote. Even if you vote by mail, vote early, vote absentee, whatever it is. Promise you there is no corruption in the voting process. There's no evidence to back that up. So go vote, get it done. Anyway. Anything else that you wanted to say?
Hey kids, it's important to vote.
Important to vote. Anyway, should we wrap her up? All right. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to episode 2 of Just Us.
And sometimes other people.
We'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.